Podcast starts now. Hello, we are coming at you live from New York City, where we are roughly 1/2 hour late, which is so
First of all, we're being gaslit because both of us saw major train delays that were allegedly citywide. We get here thinking, oh, everyone's going to be late. There are major citywide train delays. We get here, everyone is here.
Everyone's fine. Everyone's sitting around waiting for us.
But both of us coming from different places are both late.
Well, we were targeted. It was an attack.
Do you think it's part of Trump's tariff-related actions?
Of course.
He is saying we are doing no more in-studio gay podcasting in this new era of America.
Once you silence the gay podcasters, you silence truth.
Well, I do think that's actually, there's something to that, because if you think about it, we're sort of the bottom of the totem pole. You start with us.
Correct.
It's kind of like starting with public universities and working our way up to Harvard. We are kind of like
the test subject.
Ball State.
Yeah.
And then, next thing you know, where's Michelle Obama's podcast?
Wow.
Why isn't she talking to Sophia Bush about being empowered?
It's so nice to refer to ourselves as the bottom of the totem pole.
Well,
Of course. I feel, I have to say, last night I'm in New York and I was like, God, New York is just like Paris. Never been to Paris, but still, the sentiment was there. And then today I'm like, you know what? I needed this. I needed to be like brought down a few pegs because...
Oh, by the subway,
the subway. Because I was really like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And now here I am, a half hour late, sweaty as hell.
I mean, there really is speaking about being humbled, there's nothing like running 20 minutes late and then texting, is there food in the office because I haven't had breakfast, and being told, yeah, there is a single string cheese. Here you go. There's a string cheese.
I actually really respected that you asked that.
And I'm in this dilemma. If you're not watching on video, I'm holding the string cheese. It is Chekhov's string cheese, and it might be eaten by the end of the episode or it might not.
I think you should have. Why didn't you eat it before recording?
Because there is something about admitting defeat. You know what it is? It's like, imagine I'm Lady Gaga.
Okay.
And I'm running late and I'm saying, is there anything there? And they give me one string cheese. Would Lady Gaga eat the string cheese?
Yes. This logic game is not working for me.
No, she would say, well...
She would eat it in 3 bites. She wouldn't string it. She'd eat it in 3 bites.
She would eat it in 1 bite.
Because she'd
Madonna, documentary style, she would say...
Truth or dare.
She would say, truth or dare, put this string cheese in your mouth.
1 fucking bite. I think you should have eaten it. I think Lady Gaga would have eaten it. I think Madonna would have gagged upon it.
Yeah.
I think if I think there's something about, being so in need where then you have to perform how needy you were when you get here, where you almost need to scarf it and be like, God, I was about to die.
Related to this, here's what I'm struggling with. Obviously, we're late, and obviously we're talent. Now you're forced.
It's not that
now
obvious.
You're forced to decide: are you going to be so apologetic and humble, or are you going to walk in and pretend nothing happened and say, "This is how I operate"?
Well, what did you do? I missed your entry because I was.
I was apologetic. I will, but I stopped myself from being overly apologetic because I think there was a way I could have debased myself further, and I said, "No. You host an iHeart podcast, bitch. You host an iHeart podcast, and you have a free string cheese on your person that you could eat at any point.
You know what I did?
And it's tax deductible.
Okay, first of all, I also apologized. But I also, tastefully, not overboard. That would have been so bad. That would have made it their problem, not mine. But I had a half-drank coffee, and I threw it away on the way in because I didn't want to
walk in late with a coffee. Yeah, totally.
And I was like, that's enough coffee.
I want to get our guest's take on this whole debacle.
I can't wait to hear our guest's perspective on this entire debacle.
I have to say, we have been trying to get this girl on. I feel almost like when we had Kathy Griffin on, and not only because they're both ladies in comedy that are not afraid to speak out about Donald Trump.
That's right. That's your intro.
Because they were both she's not allowed to speak yet. But because they are both people that have been like screamed for on the Discord, in the messages we're getting.
Yeah.
And when we did the poll, who do you want to see on the pod? This person ranked above Lady Gaga, all 3 Haim sisters.
All 3?
All 3. Because there were submissions for
even
Haim.
Danielle.
Yeah, there were submissions for Haim, and then there were multiple submissions for just ST, because of course she's the comedian of the trio. So please welcome actress, writer, model, beautiful hair haver, Hari Nef.
Hi, boys.
Hi.
So, Hari, how are we doing so far?
Yeah.
You're doing great. I feel like you walked in late and you apologized from a place of power.
Yeah.
I feel as though it's fine. I feel as though I was in Midtown at 8:30 a.m. today to get a dry bar at Nordstrom, and I went to a whole diner before I got here. I got the New Yorker breakfast special at the Brooklyn Diner.
Wow.
So that's who I am today. But you were late, and that's who you are today, and I don't hold that against you.
Are you mourning? Are you a mourning diva?
Be honest.
I'm always in mourning.
Are you in mourning? Yeah.
Grief is just a part of life.
Grief is a part of life.
I'm in mourning for my life.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of Chekhov string cheese, honey.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so when you arrive and they say they're running late, tell us what's going through your mind.
Yeah, what's going through your mind? Walk us through
Walk us through that.
No, I already told George, like, somebody owes me something. Like, I've won. Like, you are going to be apologetic. You
Yeah.
are going to lay it on a little thicker.
Yeah.
You are going to act like you owe me something, and you do.
Yeah. Wow.
It's great for me.
The thing is, that's how I would feel too. Because
That's
you think
totally how I would feel.
you think as the person apologizing that you're that you're like humiliated and have something to prove, and it's like you're just giving the other person the gift of being in power in that social situation. What?
George, I have to tell you something. I have to
God.
come clean about something.
What?
Normally, I'm the one that's like 5 minutes early, and you're the one that's like 5 to 10 minutes late. And, me and the squad here sort of look at each other and go, when's he getting here today? And we get to have this amazing little vibe, this connection, and I get to have this power. And today, it's been stripped away from me in such a huge way, and I'm having an identity crisis because of it.
That is one of the most shocking things you've ever said.
And even when I walked in, I had to look at everyone in the eyes and say, like, but you guys know it's not normally like this.
How would I know?
Yeah.
And that's true. And that's true. You would have no way of knowing. So that's kind of funny. A little peek behind the curtain.
Wow.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I forgive you. Why are you
Punish us.
hurting
over.
yourself?
It's over.
Punish
It's
us.
over. It's over. Punishment is over, and we are back in power.
Okay. I like this.
Okay, I have a new topic I want to
Okay,
bring
what's
up.
the new topic?
Okay, today I've decided to wear white jeans.
What do you think about white jeans?
Power move, resort. It's wealth. It's like dirt will not besmirch me. I am not in the dirt. My hands are not getting dirty, neither are my legs. I'm white jeans.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more bold and powerful before Memorial Day, Diva. Like,
That's a good point.
Is that the thing? Like Memorial Day to Labor Day
Yeah.
is like when it's permissible to wear white bottoms.
But that's the only time when it's okay to be a white bottom.
How do you feel about white bottoms?
It's complicated, obviously, because it is my community, but I definitely feel like they've had enough time in the sun.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But here's what I think, though, that don't you think that saying the whole Memorial Day to Labor Day thing is now so passé that it's almost like it's more of a power move to wear it outside of that?
No,
No.
because I love rules.
Yeah,
I love
okay.
clothes rules. We have been stuck in the TikTok algorithm of finding your personal style, and everybody is beauty, everybody is
Yeah.
fashion, every core is a whore.
You're saying bring back shoes have to match the belt.
Yeah, bring back dogma, baby.
I said this to one of our friends, and I bet you can guess who based on the response. I was like, he was trying to dress me, and I was like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, aren't the shoes supposed to match the belt? And he's like, I don't fucking care what you learned on what not to wear in 2003. Like, you don't have to follow any of that.
Well, I do think, though, Hari is right that it's like things have gone so far in the other direction that we need to rein it back, and everyone has to actually look like a Ralph Lauren ad for just like 3 years to get back on track.
Yeah, a reset.
Yeah.
It's like going on the brat diet, but for style.
It's exactly like that.
I don't know about belt to shoes, but purse to bag?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Purse to
shoes.
to shoe.
No.
No matching.
No. Never.
I didn't even know. Do you have to? Was that a rule that you had to match your purse to your shoe?
No, but I think it's something that is done. I see it.
Upper East Side lady.
Yeah, or like, I don't know where that's. I've never done it. I'm having a memory of trying to do it once and having maybe like an elder queen or an elder girl or someone really severe who I looked up to very severely and fiercely punish me for that. The first time I ever went out in heels, it was like a Jeffrey Campbellita, like 2011.
Yeah.
I was outside the club and I was fighting for my life. I was leaning against a brick wall, having a cigarette. I could barely stand, and this drag queen sees it. She clocks me and she goes, "Don't let him see you take your shoes off."
Oh my God! For her to know you were in pain just by the way you were leaning on the wall.
Do not take them off. Do not take your shoes off. And I have taken that so to heart. Yeah. I think it is disgusting when the girls do that at weddings and bat mitzvahs.
I agree.
It's unladylike. It's unseemly.
What do you think of girl having sneakers in her bag and putting them on at the after party?
I don't know. Like, who wants to have shoes in their bag?
Right.
Those shoes are on the ground. They're inside of your purse, your tote.
Yeah. This is actually something I noticed when I first moved to America, is that American people, when they pack, will just put a toothbrush loose with their shoes in their bag. do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't mix my toothbrush with my shoes, but I will sort of throw my toothbrush in the dop kit loose. So whatever else is in that bag, it's touching.
And are the shoes loose with your clothes?
No, I put my shoes in a little bag now. Right, but that's kind of a newish development, honestly.
Anytime you get a little dust bag, save it. I have like a bag of the bags, and it just like sits in the corner of the closet. You fish it out anytime you have to travel. Hold on to that. Oh, also anytime you're at a hotel, they have those bags in the thing. I don't think they charge you if you steal them. I always steal them.
The secret with stealing things from a hotel, don't look at the bill afterwards. I have no idea if I was ever charged for the robe that I stole from the
That's
Kabuki
a really
Hotel
good
in San
secret.
Francisco. I wear it all the time. I'm Instagramming myself in my little robe.
Oh, they charge you for the robes.
Well, you know what? My theory. There were 3 in my room, even though they knew I was just one person. And I took one, and I was like, "Oh, they're not going to notice because, like, why would they have 3 in there?" But what I think they do is they purposefully put 3 in there so the guest thinks, "Oh, I can get away with it."
This is so finances according to George, which is just like, just don't look.
How many beds were in the room?
1. I think it was like a king.
So they're putting 3
They said maybe it's for a
bathrooms
throuple.
in there.
Yeah, they're being very progressive.
What are they surmising about you?
It's a sex hotel.
What do they want to happen?
I know. They're also making me feel like a prude because I'm there by myself.
Yeah, they're like, where are your 2 partners?
I wasn't even having 1 partner with me, let alone 2. I guess it's San Francisco.
I love restaying in a hotel room that I know I've had sex in. Like, I have...
Really?
There are certain
Do you specifically request it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I stay at the Sunset Tower in LA, like, whenever someone else is paying for it. And there are a couple rooms there where it's just like the grinder flashbacks of life, totally. Of 10 years.
I do think there was a point in my life where I like never wanted to look back, and every time I was somewhere where I had been before, I felt like get me out of here. And I'm actually in a very nostalgic phase right now where I actually am like purposefully like, I'll go to my high school reunion. I mean, maybe not that. I wouldn't go that far. But, like, I'm in a high school reunion place.
When it comes to hookups, I'm very nostalgic. Like, I'll have hooked up with someone once in 2013, and I'll, like, message them on Instagram and be like, how have you been?
Sam. I have a really distinct memory, probably, like, 5 or 6 years ago, of, like, coming across your Instagram. And I saw your little mustache and your little, like, kind of mullet. And I was like, what's that?
The mullet era was huge for you.
Is it gay?
That's funny.
Is it kind of gay? That's cool.
Are you growing back your mullet?
I'm kind of going back to mullet.
I like this length.
Well, it's a little more tasteful. Before it was, like, full, trying to be country or something.
Yeah.
And now I'm going... Paul Mezcal.
Yeah, you were giving the fantasy of like the pitchforky, like is it straight, is it all, like Tinder fantasy of 2019. That's what you were giving. You look good then, and You look good now.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing.
Would you ever go country?
Yeah, countdown to country. When is it?
If your career demanded it. If someone was like, you have to go country.
Out of respect to the country, no. Honey, I could not be more coastal. I could not, I am not opposed to the genre. I am not opposed to the vibe. I'm not opposed to the area.
But you don't think it would be authentic? You don't think if you were to go country, you could pull it off, is what you're saying?
Actually, now I want to try.
I think you should
I kind of think it's your next era.
I don't mean like pull it as an aesthetic for like ladies and gentlemen. I mean like go to Lake Okeechobee and see if I can turn it. Because if I can turn it in Lake Okeechobee, baby.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's sort of like the equivalent, if you were a comedian, you would be like touring the country, seeing if your material worked on non-coastal audiences, you bring it back, suddenly you're better than ever.
Yeah, I want access to that.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that.
I wish time was unlimited. Let's start there.
Well, yeah.
Because I think...
Wait, really?
I wish I could choose. I wish I could be okay, now I'm going on vacation from real time and I'm going into fake time. Sort of the waiting room.
Hermione Granger.
Yeah. Literally.
Turning the time. But you turned it.
We're huge Harry Potter fans over here.
Oh my God. I'm actually not.
Really?
Yeah. No.
But because I would love to go work on a farm and see if I could do it. I want a simple life, my life, just for a year, but not lose a year.
Okay, hold on.
Because think about if I worked on a farm and I got, what if of course, think of the montage. Month 1, I'm horrible. Month 3, I know where to get the pig slop.
Yeah, totally.
And I can, and I'm good at carrying it.
I will say this time around. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think this deserves a response.
No, but you don't know. I'm assuming. Okay, wait. Where are we from?
I'm from the Midwest in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. I mostly grew up in Greece, but I spent 6 years in New Jersey.
Okay, yeah. So, Jersey high school?
Middle school, end of elementary school.
So, do you know any of, the coastal kids who,
did farming?
Gave up on the semi-charmed kind of life and
Definitely.
then, fully were, bio-organic, they-them farming,
Definitely.
5 years later? And, maybe are still there?
One of my greatest... I wouldn't say regrets because ultimately I don't regret it, but I always would hear about those things. And by those things, I mean anything ranging from Peace Corps on one end and organic farming, kibbutz living.
Organic non-binary Jewish farming.
Organic non-binary Jewish farming
Sustainable.
on the other end. And I would always be 65% interested. And I'd be
yeah.
If I had just an inkling more of the go-getter attitude and less of a fear of disappointing my parents who wanted me to be an engineer, I would do it.
Oh, but it felt very much like doing that. The whole point was to disappoint your parents.
That's a great point.
I know, but the thing is, I was playing the long game because the number one way to disappoint your parents is becoming a stand-up comedian.
You ate that.
Yeah.
No, but I was. Did you consider it?
No. I wanted to be an actress.
You wanted to be an actress, sure.
It's true.
And you also wanted to be in the big city.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Wait, where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
Oh, okay.
Newton, Massachusetts.
Got it.
Should we do our first segment?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay. Hari, our first segment is called Straight Shooters, and in this segment we test your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture by asking you a series of rapid-fire questions where you have to choose this thing or this other thing. And you have to just go with your gut. And the one rule is you can't ask any follow-up questions about how the game works because we will yell at you.
Okay, Hari. The right to remain silent or the fight to regain the big client?
The fight to regain the big client.
Agnes Varda or Ekauslada?
Agnes Varda, no shade.
Chester Cheetah or Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita down.
Mind the Gap or Grind or Chat?
Mind the gap.
Meeting with HR or speeding in a car?
Speeding in a car, a fast car.
Opposites Attract or Megalopolis Fell Flat?
Opposites attract.
Oh. Keep me in the loop or get me out of this improv troupe?
Give me the loop.
Using Klarna to pay or blaming karma
The second one.
because you're gay?
The second one.
Like, I wouldn't be caught dead walking into Klarna.
Klarna is so dark to me.
Klarna is dark.
And they got all the drag queens doing the Klarna spawn too. It's like,
because they have to use it.
Baby,
based on what they're being paid post Drag Race.
No. Also, like, Klarna, like, what kind of a name is that? Like, what kind of, like, it's like a Ryan Trecarton character?
You had one opportunity to name your company. You had a brainstorm meeting. You had follow-up meetings. There was an email that went right up to the COO. There were reply-alls that said, hey, following up, I love the direction we're going in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the
Klarna. She comes out, she's like,
she sucks.
She sucks.
She's first eliminated, but it's not even in like a Miss Vanjie fun way.
No.
Everyone's like, this was a mistake.
No, she's so flop.
We have to rank Hari's performance on a scale of 1 to... So it used to be on a scale of 1 to 1,000 doves based on the Lady Gaga song.
0 doves, chow.
We recently changed it to 0 to 1,000 blades of grass in honor of the worst song from her new album, Blade of Grass.
Hey, not too much on Stephanie.
Okay, I have to say, I mean, I'm like... This is close to a perfect score for me.
I was going to say 999 doves.
999 doves.
And by that, I mean blades of grass.
What I loved about Hari's performance is that she, I would say, embodied a character of Drag Race judge.
Yeah. It was very...
Stop. No, this is a sore subject.
It was very, how's your head?
You were like...
I haven't had any complaints yet. No, because... I want that to happen to me so badly.
Have you not done it?
No, and I feel like they know that I'm in so deep, and I feel like they know that I want it so badly, and I don't think they're ever going to give it to me.
After this
they're absolutely going to give it to you.
But here's my question for you, and we can stop talking about this whenever you want, even though you brought it up. What would your ideal challenge be that you would judge?
Oh, that's
like, great... Do you think, because you obviously are multi-hyphenate, do you want to judge an acting challenge, a runway modeling challenge? A roast. You're sort of the Kathy Griffin of...
Really, I'm not a woman in comedy.
Kind of.
Honestly, I feel like I can be more articulate and like an authority about a fashion challenge. Mm-hmm. I wish I were articulate and an authority about an acting challenge, but those are still stripes that I feel I am earning, or stripes that, the industry in question is like not going to give me yet. But fashion gave it away to me very quickly and very bountifully.
Okay, so you're thinking an ANTM type challenge. Really
speaking from a place of power when it comes to fashion.
Do you think runway or photo shoot editorial?
No, like the ball.
The ball challenge.
Oh, the ball challenge.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I want to judge, 73 looks. No, but I would love to judge a performance challenge because, I want to be like, hey, you're the trans girl, right? Stop thinking about passing. I can tell that you're doing that little thing with your voice. Let it go, baby. Yeah. Let it all hang out.
She's I'm not trans.
No, she's like, I'm not even. I'm just the camera guy.
No, I lived in this season. I watched Drag Race and love Drag Race for the moments where the void opens and the line between trans and drag queen exists. The line between drag queen and capitalist subject not exists. Disintegrates. And Hunter Schafer walks into Untucked this season, and she's just sitting there and she's looking around at all of these drag queens in drag, and she's like, are there any dolls in the room? And two of them are because you don't know.
That was a funny moment.
I mean, I hate to become a Drag Race podcast, but I do want to know your quick thoughts on this season. Because we have decided as a bit that we are Team Jewel Sparkles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sort of a nihilistic
And it's actually not a bit. We're fully Team Jewel Sparkles.
Why?
I think, obviously Anya, watching it, Anya's going to win, and I love Anya, and I want her to win. But there's something about the perseverance of Jules. She's always being underestimated, and she always ultimately turns it out. She has a gorgeous presence. Mm-hmm. I mean, that face deserves to be on television.
Yeah. She's so funny and nice, and then also I'm so happy when she starts a little fight, but she does it with she has like moral correctness. Like she's like, I know what's good and what's bad, and I always agree with her morals.
And she has charisma, which honestly can't be taught.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I like my drag queens with like a drop of poison in it.
Sure.
I like the drag queen that like kind of wants to hurt something. I like the drag queen that has hatred in her heart. I like the drag queen that like desublimates the hatred in her heart into like funny drag with like a little twisted sense, or like wicked beauty that's like a little like disturbing, or like Tammy Brown, like just like from outer space.
Yeah. So you love Hormona Lisa.
Yes! No, this is literally it. It's like I was here for Hormona. I was even here for Susie Toot because like I don't know whether she's aware of the poison, but like the poison is there and I love
100%.
I love the rotted white theater queens. Not that like Susie Toot is rotted, but like I love like the white queens who are just like I'm the one. and like
that is such a funny thing to say.
No, because I relate to it. It's
oh my God. Honestly, so do we.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I loved the kind of like trans vibe of the way Susie would deliver naturalism in the acting performances. Like, you're just an actress, baby. Like, the wig is on, but like, the wig could really be on if you wanted the wig to,
right.
There is a chemical substance stronger than glue. No, I feel in this top 4, like, there's a famine of poison. I would actually probably say Team Lexi Love because
there's some poison there for sure.
Right. You know, what did she say? It sent the whole I host little Drag Race viewing sometimes on Fridays. You are always welcome. But she was on the stage and she said the streets, the pipe, and the pole, all of it.
When she said that was amazing. That was like Jerry Blank coded. Like I was like, this is so great. I've never heard anyone say that in real life.
I'm always gonna ride for a queen that's from the streets, the pipe, and the pole. Ideally, all of it. Team Lexi.
Team Lexi.
I guess I do. I mean, I do love Lexi.
No,
Lexi is a star, and it also just makes you remember, like, what we lose by all of them being 23 is that they don't have lives they can talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
the 23 was glaring this season.
It was really glaring. Yeah.
But that's. There's drag queens at 23 who have shit to talk about.
That's true.
I mean, it used to be, like, I don't know, being a drag queen, like, it used to be, like, you were from the streets and you were a freak. This is, like, your last resort. You have to do this because you cannot pass for anything other than a drag queen. But, like, I don't know, like, Mistress Isabel Brooks, like, she's young. She's been doing drag since she was 16 or whatever.
True.
Yeah. We still have those gritty queens.
What did you think about all their parents coming in and being so supportive?
Like, I live.
Yeah, no, it's inspirational, and then at some point you're like, okay, so at this point, is this just the equivalent of like if your son played baseball? Like, if everyone is so supportive.
But like, I actually lived extra for like Susie's mom being like nonplussed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just spit the P in plus. It was like,
well, it's your theater training. What?
I lived for the representation of like a nonplussedly supportive parent.
We were talking about this.
It's so much more realistic.
It's so much more realistic. And I became upset at the fact that they were trying to sell us this narrative that Susie's mom was less supportive, quote unquote. Like she was less excited than like a Sam Starr's mom or like Jules' dad. And you were supposed to almost feel bad for her that they didn't have this more like kiki relationship. And it's like, no, that's what my mom or your mom would be like.
That's what moms are supposed to be like.
That's what moms are supposed to be like. If my mom was Sam Starr's mom and she was like, who here needs help tucking? I would like not like that.
Well, there's something, we've talked about neutrality on this podcast a lot. And there's many realms in which we are supportive.
Politically.
Not politically, of course. But one thing I do think where neutrality really matters is parent support.
Yes.
Like, they aren't supposed to hate what you're doing, but they're also not supposed to be, like, gagging for it.
I completely agree. That's the only way to raise normal children.
Yeah.
Is you can't gag too much.
You just have to be like, okay, cool. Like, let me know how that goes. That's it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
My mom gagged.
Really?
She gagged? Well, you know, you were in high fashion.
I don't think she was being supportive. I just think I gagged her.
Yeah.
Gagged her a bit, I fear.
I think I gagged my dad, too. Gagged my stepdad. Stepmom.
Stepdad, why are you gagging so?
Stepdad, why are you gagging so? You know I bring it to you every ball. I've been Klarna.
Oh my God.
Klarna documentary when? Like, it's only a matter of time.
Oh, to expose Klarna the company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a list of drag names, but I feel like we probably should start talking about something.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Well,
Do you want like 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Detritus.
Oh, that's good.
Jean Genet Ramsey.
Jean Genet.
Quarantine. I'm like crying.
Quarantine would absolutely be a queen on the show.
Skinny charisma.
Skinny charisma.
Marcella Simpson.
Wow, Quarantine is my favorite.
Quarantine's really
I've
good.
always thought there should be a drag queen named Kombucha.
I'm sure there is somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
You have to hope.
But Quarantine is beautiful.
That's really a nice name.
Become her.
Oh.
Wait, speaking of lists, Hari, you did send me last night an incredible list of straight topics, and you can choose whichever one you want, but I would like you to read the list in full.
Yay, I love lists. Call me BuzzFeed the way I love. Yeah, Straightio. Okay. Quote. Clubbing?
Right.
Unquote. Not like partying, not like the clubbing.
Clubbing.
Yeah.
The art house.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Quiet luxury. Drag brunch.
Uh-huh.
Plastic surgery.
Oh.
Okay.
Big boobs. Okay, skinny, parentheses, new development.
I would love to
was
hear a
laughing
little
at
bit
that.
more about this.
Wait. Finish the
But
list.
keep going,
then.
keep going.
Male actors.
Right.
Yes.
Being supportive.
Mm.
Kindness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much there.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, clubbing, I think, is such a clubbing in quotes is an amazing topic because it is like this thing where it's like foreign. Like they're like, well, that's a thing that some people do. It's like a genre person. Now I'm spitting. Now my theater training's coming out. Whereas for LGBTQ plus, it's sort of like, well, yeah, that's a given part of life.
Yeah, you would just say I'm going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, clubbing is about the club. It's about, like, the location. Ideally, the LGBT is like, we're here for the music, or, like, we're here to, like, get laid, or, like, you know, we're here to do drugs. Like, clubbing is about the club.
And it's about lines.
It's about, like, little sections.
Oh.
Drag Race win.
No. Cher is not Drag Race exclusive. The way I imitate her is.
At this point, I think of Cher more with Drag Race than anything else. She exists as a character in the Drag Race universe.
You know, much like we were talking about Joan Didion the other day, there's Cher the person and there's Cher the phantasm that exists in culture.
Yeah, she's much like Sally Rooney in that sense.
She's much like Sally Rooney in that sense. Okay, wait. I do want to know which one you ended up... I want to know which one you ended up choosing.
Of
the topics. But
I have to choose?
Oh, we can also choose together.
Well, okay.
But I also...
Wait, can
No, I already offered.
okay.
Bag.
Okay.
I want you to
we can
expand on skinny parentheses new development.
I do want you to expand on
Okay,
that, even if it doesn't end up being the topic.
I
Because
mean, it's just like, you know, the X algorithm. It's like, I feel like if you're gay, it's about the cutting edge, and it's about being different, and it's about, especially like the coastal gay, especially the New York gay, it's always about going over here when everyone else is over there. And like the new thing is like, I want a big boy. I want a big fat boy.
Yes.
Like, it's like the two torsos, like the cut torso and the belly torso. It's like I low-key want the belly torso. Like, you know, we're done with cut.
We're done with
Well,
Well,
Maybe we're done with cut, period.
I think
We're declaring done with cut.
I think hashtag done with. I'm RuPaul announcing the challenge, and the hashtag is
Girl.
done with cut.
Why I gotta be cut?
I gotta be cut. She already done cut hers.
Oh,
Well,
God.
yes.
Well, yes.
Twice. Girl. Listen.
Wow.
Well.
Okay. So skinny new development.
I flummox the faggots.
Yeah, literally. I think that is interesting. I mean, it is. We talked a little bit yesterday about like working out and sort of the masculine vibe of it, and I do feel like skinny as the ideal body type is like a new like Republican ideal.
But you're saying gays, when they zig, we zag, meaning like, okay, we're hashtag done with cut for men, and then for women, are we hashtag done with skinny in the gay world?
Well, I think that like lesbian beauty standards are always affirmative of
Yes,
like
100%.
a healthy woman's body. Like the straight girl standard of trying to be like cute, skinny, and petite for like a guy. Like it's like we go the other way of that as lesbians. I'm not a lesbian. I'm using my theater training.
I'm not a lesbian. I'm using my theater training.
This is your lesbian character.
No. I feel as though the healthy female body is celebrated. I feel like I can't really imagine the lesbian that's like, you know, the Chinatown art bro that's just like, I love like an abject little like skinny like indie sleaze like 12-year-old like, you know, vibe.
Theater training is
Theater training.
absolutely coming out.
It's
Well,
actually
I mean, like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, are you Sarah Snook?
yeah, this is 26 different characters
Are
on one
you
stage.
playing the 26 characters in Dorian Gray right now?
No, but I could.
You could.
No, I could play like 19.
Yeah.
No, I could play like
They
12.
would have to cast a different person just for the final 6. It's like you're doing 19, and they're like she almost has the range to do all 26, but she's just doing 19.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it. I think
I do too.
I think she's the T.
Well, she is. I mean, talk about drag. She says that she's like, what she likes about it is that she gets to be a drag king. She's like, I'm not a man. I'm a drag king in the show.
I kind of identify as a female impersonator on the low.
Hari, what are you talking about?
Please say more.
Well, it's just like what the girls used to call themselves vocationally.
Yes, it is
like,
a semantic.
Like the real showgirls in like the 80s who like were living their lives as women, but were also like employed as female illusionists. And like it wasn't like, it's like, I'm not a drag queen. I'm a female impersonator. I embody the look and feel of real. Like I, you know, oh, that good 80s silicone. Like they, like the injections.
Yeah.
Oh, if that weren't like illegal and highly dangerous, I would be coned down.
Are you thinking of a sort of Pam Anderson Baywatch figure?
No. It's just like a BBL does not hit the same way as just like a little bit of like free silicone injected into your hips in a bathtub.
Yeah, inject me. I'm a free bitch.
No, like it's cool. I don't know. I'm obviously not trying to like publicly disavow whatever I identify as on the record, but like I love female impersonators.
No.
And like people who live their life the way I live my life with the same whatever. Like that was the nomenclature, honey. I'm all about like it's ahistorical that this is also proprietary, honey.
Don't you think gay guys are male impersonators in some way because they're sort of like trying
in a huge way.
The masks are.
Yeah, the masks are. And even like
putting on a camo hat.
Yeah, just like the gym gays. They're like, oh no, I have to have another male body on top of mine so that I can feel like a man.
Yeah, it's just protein instead of silicone.
Yeah, it's protein instead of silicone. And silicone is so much more glamorous.
Literally.
I do wish there was a version of getting giant fake boobs for a man because I think that would make so many people so much happier.
You can get silicone injected into your pectorals.
It's also
true.
the chin trend.
The chin trend.
That's the equivalent. I think.
People do be getting chins.
People are getting chins in a big way.
You're lucky you have a strong chin.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Okay, wait. So, but I do want to.
Like, no, you don't.
I didn't.
Hari, that's okay. George says I do.
I already said that I kind of thought you were cute, but like I don't see a strong chin. I don't really see it.
I want to know about parentheses new development when it comes to skinny. So you're saying in a sort of like, is this kind of, not to be so literal, but like in a post-Ozempic world, skinny is back in?
I just feel like, okay, here's what I really think. Like, the gays are not relevant. The gays are not in the pole position.
No, I agree.
The gays are not like the cultural force that they used to be.
100%.
And so they are kind of like top down retooling their brand right now. They're at basement fucking on girls.
Yeah, completely. No,
You're
I think
totally right.
we ceded so much ground during the marriage equality era where everyone had to pretend they were normal so that we could like get married. And I think we thought, we thought, oh, we'll do this performance of everyone wants little designer twins and we're all normal and we're all wearing ties. And as soon as we got our right to marry, we can go back to being absolutely horrifying and doing Cher impressions and, injecting silicone for sport.
Yes!
But it doesn't work like that. The brand is ruined. We're Klarna now.
But it's not your fault, little gay boy, because it's really hard to be a man right now. It's really not fab to be a man right now. And it hasn't been for years. And I feel like the gays are just trying new things. Like, what if we weren't body fascists and we were actually like, I want a big boy? What if we weren't like, ew, vagina? And like,
Totally.
Totally.
sample the little fish. It's like, what? Will this save me? Like,
yeah, spoiler, no.
I mean, y'all got your podcast, so y'all are good. Y'all can cut, y'all can suck dick or whatever. But like, some of these gays are really looking for their way in.
Yeah.
No, whenever I meet a gay without a podcast, I get so upset because
I know,
I'm like, you must be lost.
Yeah. What is I guess you're going to have to like try bisexuality.
One of the drag names is Mortgage Memoir.
Oh,
that's nice.
What I love about this topic, Hari, is that we keep getting farther and farther away from skinny new development. You have now theorized about every possible identity.
I'm just saying, like, skinny was the gay standard.
I see.
And because it is the gay standard and the stocks is down.
It's straight now.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like gays of all, I shouldn't just say gays of all stripes. I should say that skinny gays feel more down for big boys now. They're talking about it on Twitter very loudly and performatively.
Yeah.
And I think that I think it's a matter of being seen as having more largesse. Pun intended.
More ways than one.
I'll say.
Largesse, great drag name. Please welcome Largesse.
Girl.
So this is complicated for me, of course.
Well, Sam has
I've always been
a
into big boys.
Yeah.
It's sort of been my whole vibe.
I like a big boy.
I can't help myself.
Do you feel like it's getting more popularized in a way where you were like, oh, I saw Arcade Fire at Sasquatch in,
Yeah, I'm literally like, wait, you never even listened to their EP.
Yeah.
You don't care. No, I'm sort of like, I'm just being like, I'm taking a back seat. I'm like, I'm letting everyone else discover on their own time. And I'm sort of, I would say not, I think it is a bit desperate. It's because it's not being into big boys. It's the branding about being into big boys that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of letting them sort of shame themselves and embarrass themselves.
And then where
I'm
the big
sitting
boys
silently. I'm sort of quiet luxurying my interests.
Are you a feeder?
No, I'm not a feeder.
Okay.
But I celebrate the community, of course.
Of course.
You don't want them to show their work.
Come complete.
Okay. Come as you are. Yeah.
Wait, I want to look at I have the list in front of me. We are going to pick one on air.
Okay. I will say drag brunch is already jumping out.
I know, I love drag brunch, and we're already talking about drag.
Yeah. I'm not sure I've even actually been to a drag brunch because that's how straight it is.
I've never been to one.
It's so not for us.
Yeah.
But it is the girls.
They are working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what we're going to do?
Drag brunch is big. I mean, I do love kindness and being supportive. I do love male actors because you are so right that the deification of like, and by the way, I love these men, but Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, like to be like my favorite actor is Al Pacino. It's so straight.
To quote Joan Didion, it's not a part of my world. Like, it's it's not.
Yeah.
Like I there are male actresses.
Oh my God, we've talked about this. Okay.
Yes.
This is okay. So we have this theory that basically acting shouldn't be by gender. It should be like best butch performance, best femme performance, best twink performance, best bear performance. And like you can be Judi Dench and you can be giving a bear performance, or you can be I don't know.
Judi Dench with a bear.
With a bear smile. Or you can be Oscar Isaac and you can be giving like a high femme performance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
I like the sound of
Okay, wait. So let's. All right.
Well, even male actors, I think like because there's one thing where it's the greats, and then there's the other thing where it's like obsessing over Paul Rudd.
Yes,
and it's
yes,
like,
yes.
he's like always good, sure, but it's like, what is this like? Why are you so obsessed with him? Like he's just sort of a like average handsome guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're doing male actors. I'm declaring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hari, which of your peers do you hate?
Well, you're doing what, in my mind, Drag Race wouldn't you? You're validating my status as an acting authority.
Yes, of course.
Or perhaps you're minting it.
Ooh. Okay, I think. Okay, so all right. There's old actors. There's like Marlon Brando, stand-up, and then from that, like basically anything related to The Godfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Robert, Al Pacino, basically all the Italians. So I think that's a big part of like actors' dads like.
Yeah.
And then there's the more contemporary BuzzFeed tinged sensibility of like
Ryan Gosling.
Yes, and again Paul Mescal. The Timothée Chalamet, like the internet's boyfriend, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which that to me is like the weirder one.
Yeah.
Currently.
Well, the internet boyfriend thing is an archetype that is being gestated in this age that we mentioned, that I mentioned, of it being unfashionable to be a man.
Yes.
This is the new minted masculinity of like, I hate to say it, but like I can't phrase it any other way. Like in order to become an internet boyfriend of the week, you have to like have it stamped on your forehead like I'm not going to rape you.
Yeah.
That is what it takes to be a heartthrob.
Yeah.
And is that fab?
Right. You have to. Yeah.
Wow. There is something. Okay. There's something about Timothée Chalamet's current vibe.
Well, yeah.
Which I do think is almost going against internet boyfriend, where it is sort of being like, wait, he's being like nasty.
He's being toxic masculine.
He's being toxic.
Is?
Yeah.
What
He's dating Kendall. I mean, he sort of wants to have it both ways because he wants to be, wearing the yellow suit and the vest without a t-shirt and be so twink. Mm-hmm. But then he also wants to be dating a Kardashian and saying he wants to be the next Robert De Niro and having this sort of almost machismo. It is a twink. It is machismo, but through a twink lens, which actually is one of the most dangerous kinds.
Well, no, I mean, this positions him to be huge.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he is huge. I think he's on his way to being one of the greats.
It positions him into being like Leo, because that's what Leo was machismo through a twink lens, and then he just had to sort of age in a kind of, we have this theory created by our friend Olivia, you can either age dry or age wet, and Leo aged wet. Which actually gives you more gravitas. That's what I'm gonna say.
And I feel that like there's something about him where his beginning was very like, I'm androgynous, I have stamped on my forehead like I'm safe, and now it's like, oh, he's actually being like, no, actually I'm actually proud to be a man. Yeah. Actually, it's like good that I'm a man.
Yeah.
I think that's refreshing after all this fracas.
Yeah. No, there's something to it. But it is it feels like a new change in culture.
I mean, honey, it's like if you're gonna be a man with all the options to not be a man in front of you, like if you're gonna choose this, choose it. Do it.
Commit.
This is drag. Like,
I do think there are various men that signify this transitional period between BuzzFeed twink and the new masculinity, and I think a big one is Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell is someone that came along and actually do want him to be an old-fashioned man, but they're not ready to hard launch that yet. So they'll make him like
they're
be a
making
little
him
more
BuzzFeed
silly
boyfriend. Yeah.
and be a little more internet's boyfriend, you know. But then at some point he's gonna, you know, go Mel Gibson.
He's literally like a little dog on a leash right now. In a way where I'm like, well, set him free.
Totally.
Like, I want to know what's bad about him.
What do you want to see from a man on screen? Like, I feel like as gay people, we don't think about
I know.
I don't care.
You're so right.
I don't really care. I mean, like, I can think of the exceptions to the rule. Like, have you ever seen, like, John Cassavetes' Husbands? That is male actressing down.
Yes, of course.
That is, like, you know, masculinity, like, kind of, like, crumbling before your
Or like
very
Mikey and
eye.
Nikki.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I love when it's just, like, the guy is becoming so much of a guy that he's like collapsing under the weight of how much of a guy he is, and then it's like kind of pussy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
I love that.
Kind of get a kick out of like Adam Driver for that sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, but it has to be done right.
It has to be done right.
Are you saying he's not doing it right?
I'm saying that when directed correctly, such as by Lena Dunham, he is doing it right. And I actually think it's not a coincidence that Mikey and Nikki is also directed by a woman. I think that there need to be more men directed by women in the way that, you know, men have not to be so feminism 101, like I'm writing an op-ed for Mary Claire, but I do think some of the great male performances are directed by women, and none of them are ever acknowledged as like because everyone just wants Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Adam Driver in Girls is a better male performance than Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. Period. Sorry, it's true.
My empty bottle.
Do you not agree with that?
I just feel as though one is in service of something else that the other one is not in service of. And I'm forming this idea in real time. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in The Revenant is all about difficulty. It's all about arduousness. It's all about, like, recreating freezing on the Titanic, but you're just, like, freezing inside.
In a bear, yeah.
Yeah, inside of the corpse of the bear.
My fantasy.
Where do I sign up?
And I feel as though it's about suffering alone in the wilderness. And I feel like Adam Driver's performance in Girls is so memorable, particularly to us, because it wasn't just about like a certain kind of man that was recognizable. It was like a certain kind of man in relation to a certain kind of woman.
Yes.
And it's, yes, being directed by Lena Dunham, but it's also like acting off of her. And this idea that, you know, this elusive, chauvinistic, magnetic, hot kind of straight guy actually really wanted the like complicated pussy. Like that was like revelatory for us. And I feel like I'm unable to see his performance outside of the thing that I learned about what guys want. Like new guys, like guys of my generation. But once I learned it, got myself a right complicated pussy, honey.
And he taught you that. You have Adam Driver to thank for that. For your self-actualization.
I have Lena Dunham to thank for that. I will FaceTime her right now.
Wow.
Should I FaceTime Lena Dunham?
Oh my God.
Literally.
We would be in heaven.
Wait, seriously? I would love this.
No, I can't do it.
Oh my God, you can't tease us like that.
Okay.
I almost did it.
Here's my question for you. Should men only be in theater and not on screen?
I live.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because the screen is like the soul. The screen is
Yes.
inside. I don't want to go inside.
Right.
I want you to do something like for me at least, to me at most. And you can get that in live performance.
Yeah, and I want to see it from a safe distance,
Yeah.
but I want to feel a little bit of a fear of like he might come in and come out and punch me in the face.
Yeah, but also like I feel like the gaze of theater, like AZE, like the audience, like that's cruel in one way, and the gaze of the camera is cruel in another way. I think the cruel gaze of the camera brings something like really cool out of women, but it's also like a gaze that women are trained and conditioned to exist under, which is why like gay guys love actresses, because they just do it. But I think that men can sort of function in a similar way under the gaze of theater, because it's not like an institutional like gaze that you could write about and like, you know, the cultural criticism of like, you know, like the male gaze, like it's like this, it's this thing that exists everywhere. Like the theater one, it's like we're all just here now looking at you, and you're a guy and you're supposed to be a leader and you're supposed to deliver and you're supposed to, you know, make the people come together. What are you going to do right now? Impress us. I feel like guys can do something special with that, and I want to see them do it.
Yeah. I also think there's something about, okay, we give women just this small screen and they can make a world out of it. Like, it's like I could do, you know, a close-up of Cate Blanchett and she's doing so much with her eyes and her face and whatever. And then with men, it's like the stage is like them being in public and taking up space. That's what they want. Like
it's more of like a sport.
It's more of like it's more of a sport.
Yeah.
And you want to see them just like take up, go high, go wide.
Well, it's their drag queen. It's their drag performance.
No, but that's what men used to do on screen before Marlon Brando.
Yes.
Before Marlon Brando, we were like, Humphrey Bogart, see? Like, we had, like, there was, like, this element of, like, male drag. But, you know, Marlon Brando's the one that kind of, like, you know, just, like, brought it all down to this naturalism thing and, like, changed the way people saw acting and created a whole new set of expectations for, like, A, everyone, but B, like, specifically the guys. It's like, if you give me nothing, you are giving me everything.
Yeah.
That's, like, and we are still kind of under that rock. I mean, I think I read this thing about Nick Cage, how he just, like, doesn't do that, and, like, that's why he's amazing. He's, like, he's a male actress.
I was going to bring him up.
100%.
Long legs. Girl, don't even get me started about long legs. Her crossy T.
Literally, we need to... Long legs, there needs to be
an investigation.
An investigation into
a transvestigation.
A transvestigation into long legs.
You want to talk about silicone injections in the face? Bitch.
That movie, I felt so gaslit by sort of the entire world.
I completely agree.
Well, okay, maybe this is straight culture. There's this new thing, I feel like, in horror movies and other things where it's like, no, like, the devil is real. Like dark magic is real. Like, this is actually not a story about, like, you know, a man's curdling insanity in a basement, or yes, and the devil is also real. Like,
yeah.
I watched it with Ludwig, my boyfriend, and I turned him after, and I was like, okay, wait, so he was a bioterrorist? Like the black powder smoke coming out of the head of the doll was like anthrax that makes people kill
You're literally
people?
being Aaron Brockovich. He's like, no, sweetie, it's the devil.
I could not accept.
Yeah.
I just... It's not a part of my world.
It's not a part of my world.
Cher is Joan Didion.
Cher is Joan Didion.
It's not a part of my
world. So I felt this way with The Witch and with Hereditary, where I was like, wait a minute, after all that, and listen, I'm great films.
Okay, well, Hereditary I stand.
Listen, great films. Talk about an actress, Toni Collette. I am your mother.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
I'd like to see Dustin Hoffman do that. But
yeah. Don't come for him.
Not Tootsie, honey.
Not Tootsie. Tootsie was sort of the long legs of her generation.
Yeah, the devil made him do it.
Yeah. But didn't you expect both The Witch and Hereditary that there would be some heightened, that it wouldn't just be literally about?
No, you're right. There's like, it's like a get out of jail free card in a way where you're like, okay, let's do another draft. Like, let's find a real justification.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't mind it in a classic like The Exorcist or Rosemary's Baby. It just has to be done with so much glamour and so much precision and such good writing that, I mean, you have to write better than the Bible, honey, in order to really get it.
Yeah, Miss Ari Aster, you have to write better than the Bible.
Girl, I listen. I'm actually. Did you see the trailer for her new movie?
No, I haven't. I should.
I have very high expectations of Ari Aster, and I am really excited that he's coming out with a movie that takes place in 2020, because I've been sitting here like since 2020 being like, when are we gonna? Why is nobody ready?
I know. But
to
now
talk
is the
about
time.
2020?
But now is the time.
Oh, it's like a pandemic movie?
It's very much about like, I don't actually know the plot, but based on the trailer, it's like somebody scrolling in 2020. It was like Joaquin Phoenix scrolling in 2020, and it's like Emma Stone and Pedro Pascal.
It's very like this, because I did see one screenshot that's like, some influencer posting about like 2020 protests or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like making fun of that sort of the era of cancellation of that summer, and we were all in a dark place.
Baby, we don't have to talk about it right here, but like somebody so like lyrically misanthropic as Ari Aster could actually do something with that. And I'm kind of sad. I'm also just kind of saying this because like there's a 2020 movie that like me and a friend were like adapting from something and like kind of working on, and we sort of like soft trotted it out a little bit, and this was in like 2022, and it was just resolutely like the girls are not ready for 2020. The girls are not ready to go back, and I'm curious if a really cool film could tip the scales on that.
I do think it's going to happen. It's like when people started making post 9/11 movies.
But there's still, I feel like what's a good 9/11 movie?
Well, unfortunately, all of them flopped. So, a good 9/11 movie is Margaret, but all of them.
Yes. Yes!
Yeah. Who's going to make the Margaret of COVID, of like 2020 and COVID? Because that is what I want to see. Kenneth Lonergan?
I'm sorry for calling you strident!
Have you seen it?
No.
It's like one of my favorite movies.
Oh my god.
Watch the 3.5-hour director's cut. It's like, I went up to, I don't do this. I went up to Anna Paquin at the Vanity Fair Oscar party, and I was just like, Margaret is one of my favorite movies. Don't go up to a celebrity and say something like that unless you're sure it's something that they don't hear every day.
Yeah.
Because they will live if, like, you have the thing that they don't hear every day. If you do,
Was she happy to hear that from you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Heaven.
It's, yeah.
So, I want to get to a grand theory of male acting, because I do think this is such a rich topic.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I think part of the issue is that it's like they're almost there as they're like a set piece.
Yeah.
Like it's less of a, like it does feel like they are the ground, and that for the actress to move around.
This is what you're saying is genius, because you see a poster for a movie, okay, and it's all men in suits and then one woman in like a low-cut dress. The conventional critique of that is like, look at fucking Hollywood. It's all men and there's so few roles for women, which of course I get. But what I see is that everyone else is a set, and this is a one-woman show.
Featuring other actors.
It's her. It's like American Hustle, and it's Jennifer Lawrence. It's time for her to basically have a variety of interactions with men that are kind of like wooden and like don't say much. And then it's time for her to be like, listen to me, you little boy.
Yeah.
And then her doing that over and over.
This is like Sunday morning for me. That it doesn't sound much fun for the male actors. Is it that they get paid so much that it doesn't matter?
No, I do wonder that. I'm like, it seems so much more fun to be an actress than an actor.
Well, that's why like Leo is sort of an actress. He's like, I will do a movie with a bear.
Totally.
Because I can't be background for an actress.
Which actors are actresses?
Nicolas Cage.
It's literally like name an actor. Like
Sebastian Stan?
Sure.
I think Sebastian Stan is an actress.
Her Snatch Game in A Different Man.
Yes.
Did you see that? Was tight. I did not know that was she in the prosthetiques.
Yeah.
I could not clock the
She
spook.
was not a Solka clock. She was being so long legs in that film.
Yes.
I think Sebastian Stan.
Right. And Sebastian Stan clearly like delights in versatility.
Yeah.
like she delights in playing a range.
Yeah.
What about Jeremy Strong?
This is tough because it's like
she has a complicated, fractured subjectivity that is actress-like.
Yes, exactly.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, she's giving Sybil.
And she's torn apart in the media.
Of course. So, much like many women.
Yeah.
Oh, this is tough.
Do you know who Lars Eidinger is?
No.
He's He's like a European, like he does like art movies and theater and stuff. No, this is so pretentious. No, but like if you saw him, you would like recognize his face. He does do some Hollywood stuff. He was in like the Irma Vep, like HBO show. As like the actor.
Yes.
He's crazy.
Okay, love.
He's one of my favorite actors.
We're being written a note.
Oh.
Mickey Rourke. Now that's interesting.
You want to talk about silicone injections in the face?
Mickey Rourke.
Longlegs was sort of reheating Mickey Rourke's nostrils. Mickey Rourke, I think. Okay, do you think Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler was being actor or actress?
Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. So, George, what do you think? You're the only one.
Also, do you think Darren Aronofsky is a male or female director?
Female for making Black Swan, male for basing it off of Perfect Blues Nachos.
Period.
No shade.
I don't know what gender Mother.
Oh yeah, what gender? Okay, Mother. Go.
Well, this is a sidebar. Mother. No, I can't. I don't know. I just love Jennifer Lawrence. Just like baby. Like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
No, that movie.
Engrossing.
No, the sink.
So fat.
When her sink is embraced. Do you remember that's a big part of it? Is people keep breaking her sink. All the guests keep sitting on the sink and breaking it.
I mean, nothing would.
That's top
Kristen Wiig's performance, of course.
Oh. I forgot about Kristen.
Oh my God!
Yeah, what a beautiful performance in that movie.
One of the great films.
Well,
okay.
No, I'm trying to think of male actresses. I'm trying to think of male actresses.
It's so tough.
It's really,
and we
really
put you
hard.
on the spot.
And we really put you on the spot. Hugh Jackman.
Ooh, that's like more complicated. Hugh Jackman's relationship to gender and sexuality is something we are not going to speak out about.
Why not?
Although now I do actually think he's in love with Sutton Foster.
But do you think he actually is?
Yes.
Okay. Mystery solved.
Mischief managed.
I think, but what's weird about him is playing Wolverine for so long.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal is an actress.
Oh,
sure.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal in like Okja. I think Jake Gyllenhaal in Prisoners. Like he's not afraid to emote, and he's not afraid to go full Jennifer Lawrence and Mother.
Well, and when he is playing like a really masculine man, it like reminds me of like. When Demi Moore shaves her head for G.I. Jane or whatever. I'm like,
totally.
It's like I'm like, wow, he can even be a man. Like I had no idea.
Adrian Brody gave actress in The Brutalist, and he gave actress winning for it.
Yes, I completely agree. Yeah.
That was so actress coded.
I live.
Yeah, so actress
No,
coded.
I live.
Yeah. No, literally.
Why are all penises prosthetics now?
I know.
Don't
what is
even
going
get me
on there?
started.
Like,
what happened to bravery?
Whatever happened to cock?
Whatever happened to dick?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask that. But, whatever happened to real cock?
I'm literally like, why is it illegal to show a real dick
crazy.
on screen?
And also, it's like, okay, you don't want to show it? Don't show it. Don't mess with me. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna complain if there's no cock in a film. I'm like, fine,
I might.
It's not.
Okay, but do you think that they're making the prosthetics for the actors like their cock sight unseen? Or do you think is it like a weird part of casting where they're like looking at the actor and being like, this is the cock?
No, they are making gigantic cocks just left and right, and they're not going for realism at all. They're going for Humphrey Bogart, not Marlon Brando when it comes to their cock prosthetics, and it's pissing me off.
There's also this lack of it's like not interacting with the actual reality of what flaccid versus erect looks like, what a cock in repose looks like.
I am like, have you guys seen dicks before? Like, they don't look like that.
It's actually sort of the opposite of, men not being able to write women and like, doing some, I don't know, being like, oh, she's on her period or something. It's like, why? Okay, so if everyone involved is a man, why don't they know what a penis looks like?
And like, shouldn't somebody having a huge cock be like dramaturgically informed in the character?
Literally.
I feel like, huge cocks are rare and huge cock personalities are rare. And I feel like the vibe of all of these huge cock prosthetics are like, well, this is what they want to see. Like, we want to see a huge cock. But like, I don't know. Like Drew Starkey's character in Queer, it's like, is that really like a huge cock character?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get that he's like sexually desirable, but like I love the idea that the sexual obsession that Daniel Craig's character has for this character could exist for somebody with like a normal cock or even a small cock, because it's not about the cock, it's about the straight.
It is about the straight.
I would say that is one of the major flaws in that film, is that he is written as having a medium to small cock.
Like in the book or
no, in the film.
Okay,
Just like the character is written as having a medium to small cock, and that is the effect he would have on a Daniel Craig. I actually think Daniel Craig would be like is afraid of a larger cock.
Yes.
In fact, in reality. By the way, speaking of giant cocks, Willem Dafoe is an actress.
Oh, great point.
I was across the Delta One aisle from him flying to LA for Oscar weekend, and I really just like wanted to say something, but I could not summon the like deep cut. I literally looked at my Letterboxd watch and I couldn't like, I thought about being like, oh, like I watched Antichrist like alone in my living room at like 11:30 p.m. when I was 14, during that period where I was watching scary movies to try to desensitize myself from fear of the dark. Like I, thought about, but I just couldn't, because I respect him so much. And then I didn't shoot my shot, and I may never get that chance again.
No, you will.
One time when I was at school, I was uptown at the Columbia Quad. I was like walking to like my morning class at like 8 a.m. and he was sitting on the steps of the library with a coffee, like in the sun with his eyes closed. And
oh my God.
It was just really sweet.
I mean, that's actress behavior.
Yeah, I didn't say anything then. And I didn't say anything the second time, but like...
Well, he's a listener, so if you want to send him a message...
Really?
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
There's something so Lana Del Rey lyric coded about saying I was sitting across from him in the Delta One Lounge and wanted to say
sitting
hello.
across from Willem Dafoe at the Delta One Lounge is the new
The Men in
track.
Hollywood Business Conference.
The Men in Hollywood Business Conference.
Yeah. Should we do our final seg?
I think we have to, even though all I want is to keep talking.
I know.
I mean, to bring up Antichrist within a conversation about cocks and prosthetics, and then we can't even... Have you seen Antichrist?
I have not seen it.
There is a close-up of penetration, but they used porn actors to film it, even though Willem Dafoe very famously has a very large penis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is like a sort of Hollywood lore.
Well, and I want to shout out to Lars von Trier for Nymphomaniac showing, those
Which I
some...
watched with my stepdad.
And he was gagged.
That's when he was gagged.
That was a lot of real cocks, and I said thank you.
Yeah, shout out to the Dogma movement. We're doing that for podcasting, so we get it.
So we fully get it.
Yeah.
The way that I was gagged for Nymphomaniac 1 and 2, I was like, I'm sat.
On what?
Uma Thurman. There's no time actually. Uma Thurman is actress being actor being actress, and I'm not going to elaborate on that.
Wow, it's layered.
Dr. Victoria.
Yeah.
Don't know whether it's morning or night.
Okay. Should we do our final seg?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the Joan Didion quote? That
it's not a part of my world.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do our final segment.
Okay, our final segment was called Shoutouts, and in this segment we pay homage to the grand straight tradition of the radio shoutout, shouting out to anything, people, places, things, ideas, just something that we like. And
I can go.
We make them up on the spot. And
Yep.
George,
That's
feel
part
free
of it. We make them up on the spot.
kick us off.
I want to give a shout out to Chekhov's string cheese.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's
he's
been
struggling.
wondering, is it going to be eaten by the end of the episode? Because that is, of course, what Chekhov's string cheese means. And I'm here to tell you that I'm going to take a huge bite, Lady Gaga style, on air. Oh my God, absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for everyone that has made this moment possible. And shout out to string cheese, honestly, one of the most underrated snacks.
Not underrated by me. I
right.
put it in top 5.
Okay, go.
Okay. What's up, freaks, losers, and perverts around the globe? I want to give a huge shout out to the raw sensuality of riding a New York subway and seeing someone across the train and being like, oh, let's try to make eyes. And then being like, what am I doing? I'm running late for my podcast. Why am I making eyes at a stranger across the subway? And then being like, because it's New York and anything can happen. And I was feeling, yes, I was running late, but when I eventually found peace and I said, but, at least I'm seeing someone hot in this train, and that changes so much for one's day. And, in LA, you don't see anyone hot because they're in cars. And here you see people who are hot every damn second, and it's almost overwhelming. So I want to give a huge shout out to that feeling. Woo!
You know where you don't see people who are hot?
Where?
All right, ladies, gentlemen, they, thems, and germs, and everyone else. I want to shout out to Midtown in the middle of the morning, where it is always 2004. You are in Tyra Banks' New York. You are inside of Heidi Klum and Tim Blanks' New York. You are on your Suddenly I See Andy Sachs. You have somewhere to be. You are in a hat. You are drinking coffee out of a Blue Greek coffee cup, and you are on Broadway. How dare you? The diners are open.
Period.
Open the diners.
Open the diners.
Wow.
That was stunning.
Well,
oh my God.
Hari, thank you so much for doing the pod. This has been a real treat.
This has been an absolute delight. Thank you for being gracious with us being late. Thank you for bringing literally upwards of 12 topics. Thank you for doing Joan Didion as Cher.
That was really inspired. And if that doesn't get you Drag Race, then someone's head will roll.
I give up.
I cannot. I'm actually so annoyed that you have not been on Drag Race.
No, there's just no justice in this town.
No, I have so much respect for RuPaul's sensibility and the people that enter RuPaul's algorithm.
Yeah.
I know that I have not entered that, and I don't want to be on there till I do.
Well,
I've earned it.
Wait till she sees an Instagram reel of you doing Joan Didion as Cher, because that phone is gonna be ringing, Mama.
I don't know.
And
the Joan Didion part's a little cerebral.
You better get your ass to Midtown for another blowout,
girl.
because it's time.
Not Susie too. It's saying you're cerebral.
And Sasha Velour before her. Okay.
The Susie Too to theater.
Well, yes. Thank you so much for having me. I am promoting absolutely nothing right now.
That's huge.
Shout out.
I mean, there are secrets, but I can't tell
There
them.
are secrets.
There's always secrets.
And if you're in the know, be on the lookout for those secrets.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
StraightioLab is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by George Civeris and Sam Taggart.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Han Sani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Edited and engineered by Adam Avalos.
Artwork by Michael Fales and Matt Grubb.
Theme music by Ben Kling.